The whole purpose is that you have come through a party seat. You go and face the electorate again, whether with that party, independent or a third party. That's the whole long and short of this, Malus. Malus, have your lordship ever heard this happening except in some very rare cases in England or other democracies? There's no concept, I've come on a party, I'll either resign or I'll Malus, just leave that and fight again from another party. That was the whole purpose of this. But what you are telling the court is that no, I will affirmatively not resign. I will not go to the EC. Why? Because I'm scared that somebody will disqualify me. But then what was Mr. Ashok Sen enacting in 1985, Malus? He's enacting a power of disqualification for changing a party. What is the purpose of 2/3 of parliament saying so if you can simply...
What is the harmonization principle that you're referring to?
Harmonization is this fourfold, Malus, 5 originally with the faction, otherwise 4, are the flexibility, play in the joints, affirmative permissibility part of the 10th schedule. And the 2(1)A, 2(1)B is the negative prohibitory part. You can do all these 4 without doing the negative part. For the negative, you don't have to violate the negative part for any of these 4. I will say even if you go to the election commission, you don't have to violate a whip. You don't have to voluntarily give up your party. You say, I'm on principle, please decide this.
So in other words, you're saying other than those 5 instances,
4 now.
Everything else falls within the net of 10th schedule.
And one more thing I'm saying. That 10th schedule, absolutely correct. And the 10th schedule has both parts. It has those 4, it has a negative. It creates a whole code by itself. Harmonization means that your lordship will adopt my submission and interpretation because it harmonizes the negative and the positive. Now for 30 seconds, see if your lordship does not adopt the harmonization principle. The only thing a lordship will have to validate is the 3-step procedure. There's nothing else, Malus. It's staring a lordship in the face. The 3-step procedure, I want to ask myself, Malus, in which case will the 10th schedule bite? Let's, Malus, be very blunt. What your lordship will do is your lordship's domain. But today, your lordship's other option, other than my option, which I am submitting most humbly and respectfully, is adopt the 3-step procedure or validate it or recognize it. Malus, then how will 10th schedule apply? It cannot. And then, Malus, your lordships would be actually adopting an interpretation which reduces the 10th schedule to vanishing point. Actually vanishes, that vanishing point, it vanishes. Every case of defection, I will say, I will not resign. I won't go to the EC. I won't merge. Merger is given to you by the para 4 of the 10th schedule. I will not do it. But, as your lordship was told, I am the party, I am the overwhelming majority, I am the main person, I am it. I am it. Therefore, to hell with the 10th schedule. So, on principles of interpretation and much more so of constitutional interpretation than even statutory, this is a much better way to look at it than the contrary view. Because your lordship gives meaning to both sides and your lordship does not adopt something. What is this other adoption which is propounded to your lordships? On the high moral principle of democracy, dissent, free speech. Each of my 4 options gives you that option. So what the 10th schedule does is, it says, I am giving you a free speech option. I am giving you a democracy option, but within my own terms. I am not giving you a jungle raj, free speech and democracy option. Otherwise, why would I enact a 10th schedule?
See, but merger, Dr. Singhvi, was not an option open to them because they were not claiming to merge their party with either the BJP or any other party.
With respect, I'm sorry to interrupt. Why not?
So, merger was not an option.
No, it was an option. They did not choose to exercise it.
You're right.
That's correct.
It's an option.
They chose not to exercise an option.
In the abstract, but they were not following the merger route at all because it's not their case that, look, this part of the Sena
that's exactly my point.
With another party. That is not
That's exactly my point with greatest humility.
The only point is that in a situation like this, where they say that we have lost faith with the leader of the party,
yes,
then the only option according to them, according to you, is that you resign and recontest.
No, I will stick to my 4 options.
That's
I'll say all the 4 options are
No. What do they do then?
No. Whereas resign is one.
Right.
These 9 people will merge with another political party. Why not? But the fact that I don't exercise an option...
That is not an option because merger means that their political identity as the Shiv Sena is lost then.
Then in that case, if the 10th schedule says that I recognize only this path of exit from this room, you can't say I'll make a new tunnel to get out.
But Dr. Singh, part of your argument is a problematic argument. I'll tell you why. Because your argument postulates that if you have a dissension then the only way you can express the dissension is to leave the party and merge somewhere else. One, they say, sorry, we don't want to leave. I mean, ideologically, I am a Shiv Sena man. I don't want to leave, he says. He says, I don't want to leave the party.
So, as per
kindly see the consequences.
Even if somebody applies to the election commission at the initial stage instead of in the legislative assembly and says that we now want the political party to
that we are the political party, recognize us.
So even that, according to your argument, is impermissible then?
No, because
that's outside the
so long as
5 instances that you have given.
No. 1 of my 5 is EC.
He's not resigned.
No. One is resignation, one is split, which is gone now, one is merger. The 4th is EC.
He's saying that
4th is EC. Now, if I apply to EC without violating a whip and get a decision, if I apply to EC without voluntarily resigning, it's perfectly permissible. I can't be saying I'll topple first and then I'll apply to EC.
So remain a member, be a part of it and
contemporaneously vindicate your principle. Absolutely. Well, I just see the reverse of it. But just consider how it will apply. You first topple the government, then you go to the EC. And why did you write the 10th schedule?
That we understand.
No, and also, apropos by Lord Chief Justice query, are you harmonizing or not? There is one more thing. The fact that you don't choose consciously not to exercise an option does not mean you can wish away the option. The option is a constitutional option. It's a constitutional option. It's as equal to split as it was earlier. You don't exercise it, it really amounts to saying this, I want to avoid the 10th schedule. So I will put blinkers and close my eyes to 4 options available. 4 constitutional options, the 5th one is deleted. And I will choose a new option, which is only the 3-step procedure. First, disable the speaker. Second, approach the governor. Third, be sworn in.
See, the negative prohibition in the 10th schedule is twofold. 1, voluntarily giving up a membership. And 2, defying a whip, 2(1)A, 2(1)B. The 10th schedule certainly does not have any provision by virtue of which there is a prescription if you do not give voluntarily, if you do not give up the membership of the party and yet exercise the right of working your remedies within the party.
Then you cannot be held to be a defector.
Right.
And that is the whole purpose. You were elected.
That's exactly the case, no?
No, but then in that case, why do you enact the 10th schedule? Well, 10th schedule is not saying, let me put this harmonization, which is a very important principle, in another way. What is the scheme of this entire system? Well, if your lordship were to make a standard as broad as if you have a dissent, you can violate the 10th schedule, then your lordship is unmanageable.
But your argument, Dr. Singhvi, would be, the extreme argument on this side, which possibly you can adopt also, is that any dissension amounts to the voluntary giving up of the membership of a party.
No, I'm going to give more. I'm not extreme. The other argument is extreme. I'm going to give a harmonized answer. Immediately to that, the principle can never be dissent. I'm not happy, therefore I can go. 3 answers for this. 1, everybody has dissent. Which political party? There are enough inbuilt outlets within the party to express dissent. 1. That is what your lordship will always say. 2, the dissent within the party at the appropriate fora can be followed by any of these 4. 3, you, if you are having dissensions and you are not satisfied with the party system, then, you will simply express it that I am resigning or doing, going away with 9/10 of the people. But, how will you say that mere disagreement entitles me to topple? Here they have not expressed dissent. It's not a case of dissent. I have not gone out and spoken against the party. Dissent plus, this is dissent plus. Dissent plus toppling.